Fields of Mistria entered early access on August 5th of 2024, and it has quickly overwhelmed the cozy gaming community. Not only have countless videos and streams been made of the game, but it's also being strongly recommended as a game to pick up and invest in, even with the game not being fully complete yet. And maybe that's why you clicked on this video in the first place. What can you really expect from this early version of Fields of Mistria? Because the game has not reached version 1.0 yet and foreseeably won't exit early access until at least 2025 with no exact official release date set. However, that does not mean the game is not worth picking up in its current state, but you should know what you're getting yourself into before forking over $13.99 on Steam. Right off the bat, like I just mentioned, the game is around $14, but they do mention the price is subject to change upon their official release. So at the very least, if this is a game you know you'll eventually buy when it is fully released, it might be a good idea to get your hands on it now and potentially wait to play the game if that's more your style. Comparatively, similar games like Stardew Valley and Sunhaven are priced at $14.99 and $24.99 respectively, so there is potential for the price to go up based on its competitors, but then again, if you're in no rush, then it's more than likely that if the price did go up, you could just as easily wait for a Steam sale to purchase the game. Currently, you can only purchase the game through Steam, and it is only available on Windows and Steam Decks. They state, "We are currently focused on bringing the game to its 1.0 release on PC, and will evaluate potential ports at a future time. Please keep an eye out on our website for any future announcements." With that, Fields of Mistria is a farming RPG game that incorporates the hallmark features of a farming sim: farming, ranching, fishing, mining, friendship, crafting, but Fields of Mistria also offers a touch of magic as well. You start the game as a new member of the town, relocating to the desolate farmland in Mistria to help recuperate the town after a devastating earthquake. Along the way, you'll meet the members of the town, grow copious amounts of crops, fish up many creatures, rehabilitate a town, raise and breed animals, scour the lands for artifacts, face foes in the mines, and decorate your space to your liking, just to name a few things. However, you cannot and should not expect everything in Fields of Mistria to be fully fleshed out. As it stands, I would say the core game mechanics of the game have been established. The dialogue and world is very rich and immersive. Undoubtedly, you'll be able to get around 30 to 40 or even more hours of gameplay as they promise, especially if you try to 100% all the available content, but as expected for an early release title, not everything is fully fleshed out. When you first boot up the game, you might not even know it's missing any potential content besides the missing option to choose a furry friend at the start, and of course, very early on, Hayden will come running to the farm on his horse. While horses are very much an animal in the game right now, we can just breed and collect their fur. So as you rack more hours in the game, some of these missing features will become more clear. All 4 seasons are present in the game, but you will notice that the calendar is void of many festivals. There's only one to be exact, in spring. As spring turns to summer and summer into fall, the lack of festivals makes itself more known. Even though after summer hits and there was no festival scheduled, I did still curiously check each subsequent season to see if the same could be said for fall and winter. However, I will say the nights at the inn on Fridays and the vendors coming to town on Saturday does help make up for the lack of festivals in regard to feeling more like a community early on in the game. Speaking of, you'll also notice that as you slowly start making friends with these villagers, you're capped at 4 hearts. You can get to know the marriage candidates and unlock heart events with them, but you won't actually be able to date any of them just yet. I will say I do like this unique opportunity that this presents. Instead of locking your sights on 1 or 2, maybe even 3 or 4 potential marriage candidates, you can really get a sense of all all the characters in the town. Or not if you are a chronic dialogue skipper like me, but as you continue to build up the community in not only friendship but also in actual upgrades like to the general store, mill, inn, farm, bridge, you can even upgrade your house once and you can eventually upgrade to a medium coop and barn. I'd say you get about a year's worth of main storyline content. Upon replaying the game, you might even be able to go a lot faster than that, but once you upgrade the inn, Mistria will be in limbo as you wait for the next update. You'll notice there's still buildings remaining around town that have not been upgraded, like the blacksmith, carpenter shop, medic, museum, lighthouse, so there's plenty of potential for more progression with each subsequent future update. As you finish upgrading the town to the best of your ability, you'll also be raising your town rank along the way, which does cap at level 50. When you reach this level, you'll receive a politely worded letter in the mail telling you that you've hit the highest rank you can achieve in early access as of right now, with seemingly another 50 levels to be unlocked sometime in the future. Likewise, the mine is also capped at level 60, and you won't be able to complete 2 of the bundles in the museum because of this. So even as the main storyline winds down for the time being, you won't actually be able to truly 100% all the content that is out there in the game quite yet. Another noticeable feature locked for the time being is certain areas of the map. You'll notice there are a couple staircases that are inaccessible, a cave looking like entrance, the lighthouse, just to name a few. In the meantime, while waiting for some of these areas to be unlocked in future updates, you can work on leveling your skills up to the max level of 30. Some skills are easier to get there than others. For the time being, like I mentioned, these skills max at level 30 and allow for 3 tiers of perks to be rewarded along the way. In a similar vein, the magic in the game is also capped at 3 spells. The spells unlock with each tier of the mines, and since we can only reach level 60, we're only able to access 3 spells. On the other hand, decorating does not seem to be something that is lacking in the least. While I personally have not spent too much time accessorizing my farm, the abundant crafting recipes have not gone unnoticed. With that, the Fields of Mistria team has published a roadmap for the upcoming early access updates, so we know what we can expect in the coming months. The first of which is slated to release sometime in Q4 of this year. According to their official Twitter, after a successful early access release in which they did implement 2 patches, they'll be taking a week off before focusing their attention back on the Q4 update. This update will include increasing the max hearts to 6 and subsequent heart events with the marriage candidates. More dialogue will be added. There will be new enemies in the mines as well as new item drops there. The renowned town level will increase by 20, along with corresponding rewards and quests. More bundles will be added to the museum. A new festival will make its way to the game. The skill cap will increase to level 45, along with more perks to unlock. And then there will be more home upgrades and furniture and decorations as well. Those are a broad overview of all the upcoming updates this year. Of course, at that point, the game still would be in early access since even more updates will be coming our way in the future. And here are a few of those other updates planned. Heart levels increased to 8 and 10. The option to romance, marry, and have children. New vendors on Saturdays. New biomes, spells, and storylines for the mines. More renowned levels and quests. An increase in skills and perks, pets, the ability to ride larger animals, and more cosmetic updates for both the farm and animals alike. It is important to note that these features are subject to change, and it does look like the team has been vague about some of these updates so as not to spoil the upcoming content. But one thing is very clear here, at least to me, the future of Fields of Mistria looks very bright. While you might not be able to get hundreds of hours out of the game in its current form, or maybe you can if you spend enough time decorating, the game, even with features not fully built out, does not feel lacking, and sometimes I even forget it's in early access to begin with. As of right now, it looks like their official Fields of Mistria website is a good source source to be able to find out what is happening, but they also seem active on both Instagram and Twitter, as well as posting on their Steam page to better know when the next update will arrive. Since there is no official Discord for Fields of Mistria, they do have a forum you can fill out for any feedback or bugs you find, which again I think is another unique opportunity here to be able to influence the future of this game. With that being said, I want to thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in similar videos in the future, make sure to subscribe. Bye!